Is this the perfect daily driver? Well, the Audi S4 is known for being just that. Not too big, not too small, enough grunt for fun, but supposedly not bad on fuel either. It even comes with quattro all-wheel drive, so UK winters are no problem whatsoever. Is that its only appeal though? I mean, an X-Drive BMW 3 Series or 4MATIC Mercedes C43 AMG will do the same job. In other words, what's the Audi S4's unique selling point? Let's find out. My name's Tom, and you're watching Paragon Cars. Let's go. We're on Instagram, so if you want to see behind the scenes footage, weekly updates, and some of the stuff we've got for sale, click the link in the description below. As usual, let's start with the engine. This is the well-known turbo 3-litre V6 that's seen in many Audis and Porsches these days. It's punchy with 500 Nm of torque and delivers a healthy 354 horsepower. That torque comes in nice and low at just 1400 RPM, so you can rest assured it's buttery smooth for the daily drive. How fast is it though? Let's do the 30 to 70 sprint and see what she's got. Well, it did 4.14 seconds, which is a bit odd as the heavier estate did 4.03. My best guess is that the hot weather is just slowing us down a bit. Still, that's a fast time and more than enough for daily driving. I guess you could argue that the Golf R is just as quick, but it's more the way the power is delivered that makes the S4 just so much better. It feels buttery smooth and effortless. Don't forget, you're also paying for the inside, which is, well, a lot better than a Golf. In fact, this is still one of my favourite car interiors. It looks the business and is the business. Proper physical switches, yet enough tech to keep you entertained. It really is the perfect balance. The rear is just about good enough for adults. Anyone over 6 foot will struggle to get comfortable though. Amenities wise, you get your own climate control and an armrest that still doesn't come with cup holders as standard. Why Audi must you be so cruel? Anyway, moving to the boot, you'll find the usual purposefully square shape that swallows vast quantities of things. As well as your space saver spare tyre, you get a nice flat load floor as well, which means fitting your 55-inch TV is no problemo. Anyway, let's get on the road and do some driving. Oh, back in another Audi S4. It's been nearly 2 years since I've been in one of these. And I'm glad I'm back in one because it's just such a good daily driver. If I was going to get another Audi, I'd probably get one of these because you've got a nice big engine, still fairly efficient in terms of fuel economy. But you got loads of torque, you can tune it to over 400 horsepower. And most importantly, you save a whole heap of money if you get one of these instead of an RS4. And I know people say, oh, they're not really the same thing, but yeah, for the sake of like nearly £20,000, I think I'd still end up with one of these. As cool as the RS4 is. But driving around town, you got fantastic suspension, it's sporty but comfortable. Audi are just like masters at making that perfect balance between comfort and sportiness, especially for UK roads. Steering's nice and light in comfort mode. Engine just has this really nice grumble to it. It's a hard car to fault. You know, there's plenty of sound deadening. You get no road noise, wind noise around town. Obviously you don't get wind noise around town. Find out what it's like on the motorway in a minute. But yeah, it's just so buttery smooth. You've got the ZF 8-speed gearbox just slushing through gears nice and smoothly. It's just like the perfect wafter. And in terms of parking, it's a fairly good size as well. The A4 is like perfect for driving around town in. Like, there's a fairly small space there. Whack it in reverse. Don't have reverse cameras in this. But to be honest, you don't really need them. The visibility is actually pretty good, even for a saloon car. And if I was good at parking, I would actually get in the space in one go. But yeah, you got plenty of room either side of you to get into the space. And then even when you are in the space, easily get to the first notch on the door to get out. It's just perfect for town driving, this car. Plus you can still just about fit adults in the back. So it's not quite as comfy for rear passengers as the A6 obviously, but it's a good compromise. Then I'll turn start stop on just for the purpose of this bit. But half throttle out of a junction, Quattro does its thing. And yeah, I mean, it's really pretty drama free. Right, let's turn that off again. Don't need that. But yeah, it's just coming out of junctions, you just get catapulted out of them. And even in the wet, it just puts the power down. That's where Quattro is so good. You can just put your foot down, let the car do its thing. And there is a lot to like about that, actually. You know, especially in winter or colder weather. A rear-wheel drive car, it does get a bit frustrating sometimes. You know, you put your foot down and you just sit there kind of spinning the wheels and not really going anywhere. This just does it come rain or shine. And for a daily driver, that's actually kind of what you want, really. Anyway, let's reset our jump computer and see what kind of MPG we can get. According to Audi, this will do 47 miles per gallon on the motorway, which I think is a little bit too high. The combined cycle, it says it will do 37, and I'm pretty sure it will easily do that. I reckon, using my car wizardry mind, we'll do around 40, I'd say. Just depends how busy the M25 is today. Of course, before we do that, let's get on the roundabout and have a quick taste of the handling. Okay, I'll use my favourites button to get into dynamic. For some reason Audi decided to remove that on later S4 models. Into manual, let's go for traction fully off, we don't need it on. Just hold it down for 5 seconds, there we go, ESC off. Gearbox nice and sharp. And you get a lovely tone from the engine. Now we are just on passive dampers, so you don't really get anything changing in terms of dynamics with the car. But you do get a valve in the exhaust that opens. And my golly, it certainly puts the power down, that's for sure. And it doesn't really oversteer, but it also doesn't understeer. It kind of just goes around the corner. God, that's such a nice engine note, isn't it? You do get burbles, but they're not particularly loud. But it's just that buttery smooth V6. Such a nice engine note. Anyway, let's go into efficiency and see what MPG we can get. And coming onto the motorway, even in eco mode or efficiency mode, you just gently touch the throttle and it glides up to speed. Barely has to go above 1500 RPM. That's why I love 3 litre engines. 3 litres and above, you just get this wonderful smooth driving experience. Just give it half throttle. Wonderful. Then once you're on the motorway, cruise control on, you've got almost zero road noise and absolutely zero wind noise. In the Audi S4 you get acoustic glazing as standard, and my god does it make a difference. You really notice just how quiet it is in the cabin. And even well above 70 miles an hour you can have just a normal conversation at normal sound levels. To me this is about 90% as quiet as a Mercedes S-Class, which is saying a lot, really. It's quite surprising just how quiet it is in here. That's one of the reasons I actually considered buying one of these instead of a BMW M140i, was just because it was so quiet in the cabin. And it means that over long journeys, you've got your massage seat, quiet cabin, It's just very relaxing to drive. A horse right next to the M25. I don't know about you, but that doesn't seem particularly safe. As you can see, we've been sitting in traffic for most of this journey, unfortunately. So I probably will finish it early. And yeah, our MPG has suffered as a result, so we only got 28 miles per gallon. But yeah, on a longer run, you'll definitely get above 40 sitting at 70 miles an hour. I did do a test about 2 years ago in the Avant version of this, and that did above 40 miles per gallon, so the Saloon will definitely do above 40 mpg. I'm going to see if I can do a run on the way back maybe, and just see if I can actually prove that it does do that figure, because I think it's important that I actually show you it. What are you doing, parking sensors? Sometimes they have a mind of their own. Anyway, let's crack on. So there you go, I did the test in the other direction, and as you can see I managed just over 41 miles per gallon. On a longer journey you can get about 44, like maximum, if you're sitting at about 70 miles an hour, like 60 to 70. To get 47 mpg though, you're going to have to be sitting at about 56 to like 60 miles an hour. So yeah, realistic figure around 40 mpg, 40 to 45. Right, that's enough sitting in traffic, I think. Let's get onto some B roads and have some fun. Okay, back in dynamic, traction fully off as usual. Let's see what this S4 is like. It's a dry day today, so theoretically, being an Audi, it should understeer. Although, my goodness, it just has a lot of grip. Bit of understeer, throttle it out. Nice. Oh yes. That's the thing, Audis these days, they don't really understeer, they just kind of go. Like, if you took this to a track, it would just grip, keep on gripping, and grip some more. Right, brakes, what are they like? Oh, they're good. Very nice. Let's see if we can do a sound check through here. Ooh, nice. Not too loud, but there is noise there. You just plant your foot. Audis just get on with the job. Even in the wet it'd do that. Suspension deals with the weight well. There's very little to complain about, and the dynamic steering is actually pretty good. Early dynamic steering racks just kind of added weight for no reason. The one in this, it adds a bit of feel really, because it kind of changes the weight the faster you go. It's a bit of a weird experience. Bit of traffic today, so we can't go too fast, unfortunately. Just has such a nice engine note, doesn't it? If you want to go sideways in this, you can, but it's not really what it's about. It's about just like smooth, fast driving. You can really feel that Quattro system working. It really pulls you around the corner. But at the same, you get like pushed and pulled at the same time. It's quite nice. I just love that. That 2000 to 4000 RPM part of the rev band is lovely in this. It's just that brrrr. Such a nice engine note. You just come on the throttle, plant your foot. such a capable car. The thing is, in the UK, most of the time you've got wet weather, and this just becomes more fun. You don't really have to worry about, like, oh, am I going to lose control or any of that kind of stuff. Like, the worse the weather, the more fun the car becomes. That's where Audis aren't very good. Oh, that noise. So addictive. Right, let's take it to a Little B Road and see how it does there. Okay, down Little B Road, let's test the suspension. This is where Audis are usually extremely good. You can place the car exactly where you want it, which is good, especially when you've got lorries coming the other way. Nice little fart on the upshift. This is where they're very good. You just chuck them over little crests in the road, and the car just deals with it. There's actually a bit of steering feel in this as well, surprisingly. Plant your foot coming out the corner. Oof. I mean, I'd drive this in dynamic mode just for that engine note. Just that boom. Such a nice noise. Okay, will we make 60 before the corner? I'm guessing we will. There you go. Oh, just look at that. So much grip. Just crazy amounts of grip. This on a B road is just a weapon. This thing with these cars, it makes everyone else feel like they're going so slow because it's just so capable, it's so quiet and comfortable inside. And you can adjust the bolsters on your seat, which is nice. It means I can hold myself in properly. Okay, one more time. It's just this bit of driving where Audis are so good. They deal with bumps so well. Brakes, predictable. Just a fantastic bit of kit. And it sounds good. One last time for good measure, eh? It's that 0 to 60 that's so brutal in this. It's amazing how good the front end is on this as well. It feels really tight. I think if you put an aftermarket exhaust on this, game's over. It's just going to sound amazing. Anyway, let me calm myself down and I'll come back to you guys with a conclusion. So the engine sounds nice, it's comfortable and it's quiet. But what sets it apart? Well, for me, it's the fact that it just gets on with the job of destroying miles much better than pretty much anything else that I've driven. Yes, the competition might be a bit more exciting to drive, but when you're going to spend 90% of your time in traffic or on the motorway, striking that balance between fun enough and comfortable enough can be a very hard thing indeed. And actually, for a lot of people, it just comes down to personal preference. And that's why I think these things sell like hotcakes, because they really do just do everything, and they do it well. Anyway, as always, I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, give it a like, and why not subscribe, as not only can you see more content like this, you can see everything we have for sale, which includes this stunning Audi S4. My name's Tom, and you've been watching Paragon Cars. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.